Hi there, I'm Chris Devine, and this is Six String World. I've been asked a couple times, how come no Gibson love on my channel? And there's no subtext or anything going on. I just don't happen to have one at the moment. I did have two Les Pauls over the years, and while they were good guitars, I didn't hold on to them for one reason or another. It's not worth going into here. But there may be a Gibson on the horizon for me, and I'll get to that in a minute. If you like this channel, please hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon will also let you know when I put up a new video. I don't often check the analytics on this, but it looks like I just crossed over the 100 subscriber mark. So I'd like to give a big thanks to you, the viewers that have subscribed. The other thing that I noticed is that 97% of the viewers on this page aren't subscribers. I don't know if I'm showing up in your feeds on a regular basis with the YouTube algorithm driving things, but if you do subscribe, you'll be sure not to miss out on any future videos. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up button, and if you want to share this, well, there's a button for that as well. This week, Gibson and Noel Gallagher of Oasis fame have announced the release of Noel's 1960 ES-355, which includes a Bigsby, a Veritone switch, and it's aged by the Murphy Lab. I have been eyeballing an ES-style guitar for a while now, and I don't think I can swing the $10,000 price tag of the Noel Gallagher ES-355. In fact, I've heard some rumors that they've already sold out, and there are people already selling them for $5,000 more than the initial list price. So they're going for about $15,000 within a day of their release. So that's a little out of my budget. However, a more reasonably priced one might be on my menu in the future. So there is Gibson love. It just hasn't arrived yet. I do already have a ton of twin humbucking solid body guitars, and an ES semi-hollow will definitely fill a void in my collection, and if it has a Bigsby, it'll certainly check off two boxes, so that'd be very cool. Want to talk a little bit about some gigs I've done recently. My cover band has been gigging fairly steadily this summer. We started up in May, and we have had about a gig a month since then. It's a good schedule for all of us and has a pretty decent balance of gigs and personal time on the weekends, which can get busy, especially in the summer months. I know some players will say, you play once a month for a gig? That's nothing. Well, for us, that's plenty. So that really works for us. Other people like to be gigging every weekend if they can. That's great for them. But for us, about one gig a month really works pretty well for everybody involved. We've also done gigs in every kind of format we usually work in. An all-acoustic as a band, a hybrid acoustic-electric gig where I play electric and my singer switches between acoustic and electric depending on the song. And my singer and I also did a duo show this summer. We did get to do a very unique gig as well. It was a private event of sorts. We got contacted to play a backyard cookout. In my past experiences, situations like this have not gone well. They're usually pretty loose. Sometimes the neighbors aren't informed of a band playing at a cookout. Sometimes they complain about the noise. There's also attendees that sometimes, they show up and they tell you how they know how to play an instrument, and they ask to play a song with the band. And they basically think, oh, that'd be, yeah, no problem. So-and-so can jam with you. Usually that's something that's not a great idea. And then also there's the stage. Sometimes it's literally a horrible area with either dirt, or it's muddy, or they have just a piece of plywood down, or, you got to worry about rain, or it's too hot. Well, thankfully, this gig was the complete opposite. Our hosts were beyond gracious. They had plenty of great food, a really nice area for us to set up and play with a tent, and the audience was really great. They seemed to have a wonderful time and really enjoyed the tunes. And we didn't run into anybody that said, hey, I can play or I want to sing with you guys. We didn't have anything like that. We have had guests sit in with us. We have our friend Brenda White that comes down usually almost every gig now. She comes in and joins us for a song on stage. And in the past, our drummer's old singer actually joined us for a song. So we're not against having someone join us on stage, but it's usually somebody that we know and we would like to play with. So it usually works out that way, which is much better for everybody involved. We also happen to have a gig this past weekend. Our drummer could not do the gig. So our singer's wife, who plays drums in our original band, stepped in to help us out. She ended up learning 40 plus songs in less than 3 weeks. And it sounded great. We did a lot of practice. And on that note, the extra time that we put in, dialing things like transitions and working out parts and cues, that extra time of going through it over and over again really helped me solidify my playing on these parts. And it really helped, kind of being able to repeat the same part over and over again and really focus on things to really tighten everything up on my end, which was really nice. The whole situation became a rising tide lifting all the boats with that repeated going over songs again and again. And it was a really good gig overall for us, and we were very pleased. I meant to do regular gig announcements and then afterwards do like a report or debriefing of sorts to share what happened and the lessons learned. However, this summer got real busy and those things just didn't happen. I apologize. The big takeaway from this batch of gigs, especially on my end, we're getting better patches set to my Boss ME70. Basically, there were better levels and more clarity for my acoustic guitar because that's what I'm running it into. I made the delays a little bit more adaptable. I started using tap tempo as opposed to the basic finding the delays that might work for a song with certain repeats. It worked out wonderfully being able to tap that tempo and lock it in for the song. Even on the fly, sometimes, if the set things kind of speed up or slow down, it's nice to be able to adjust that as things go. I'm also making sure that the output knob of the ME70 is set at a healthy level. I played a quarter of the set of our duo gig with it really low, and I didn't realize it. I couldn't figure out why my signal was so low, and I was just trying to get through it. And it's actually the only really active knob on the ME70 that can really mess with things. And it can get moved around when it's being crammed in a gig bag and then pulled out. And, it's one of those things that kind of you do need to adjust it pretty much as soon as it gets out of the gig bag. All the other knobs, they're pretty much parameter driven and locked in into the actual presets. So it doesn't matter once you start scrolling through, all the knobs are locked in for whatever they are inside the actual software. But after that gig, I thought of getting a red knob and putting it in place of the output knob. And then I thought, I could just paint it red and remind me to set that right away, just as a reminder. I even debated on making like a little underlay of like red plastic as like to draw my attention to it. And then I just went old school. I got some blue painter's tape, a silver marker, and I made a note and I covered that whole thing with clear packing tape just to keep everything from peeling off. And it became a really simple and easy solution for a problem that was just easy to kind of, hey, no worries about it, make that happen. I have debated going to the ME80. The USB editing on the ME80 is a plus because the ME70 does not have that. So you can't really get into certain real tweakability or management. So that's something that is a plus for the ME80. But the output to the mixer that I would be using would be an 1/8 inch, would be the recording output. Right now on the ME70, it's a 1/4 inch, so it's a lot easier for cables and have that being able to go in there. I'd have to get a little bit of an adapter of sorts. It's a minor issue, but until my band gets a PA system where I can run in true stereo with two inputs into it, it might not be worth it running, to get that and run in mono. I can do stereo now with the ME70, but it's really not worth it for me to upgrade until I can really get those left and right channels and dial in any stereo effects accordingly and with some detail. So I think I'm going to stick with what I have for the moment, but there could be some upgrades down the line as well. We're getting ready to book more shows for the fall and hopefully the winter. Last year, Delta and Omicron really set everything back, especially to like a masking situation, and it effectively killed indoor live music again. Hopefully that won't be the case this fall and the winter. Our fingers are crossed. But perhaps some of the next few gigs might see me playing a little bit more electric. Maybe a Gibson. Maybe. No promises though. But anyways, how about you guys? Have any gigs under your belts this summer? And if you think of it, any particular ES guitar I should check out that is an option compared to the multi-$1,000 Noel Gallagher ES-355? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.